Okay, so today we're going to be doing another assignments for parking revenue. We're going to be doing a few more, using a few more features in Excel. So in case you have not used Excel, so you're going to go to the bottom left corner, you're going to go to Microsoft Office. For Microsoft Office, you go to 2013 Excel or Excel. So then you're going to enter all of this information. This information is also found on course sites. So I'm going to start the assignment here. I've entered all of the information. So if you're following along on the directions that are available on course sites, I'm going to start with number 2. So right here in cell A3, I'm going to click on this, where it says April through September 20XX. I'm going to change the XX to 16, so then it's the current year. Okay, so I'm going to select cell A1. I'm going to make it bold, so I'm going to click the B, and I'm going to make it 14 point font. There's two ways you can do that. You can click the A here, which is going to just incrementally make it bigger. The little A makes it smaller, or you can click on this drop down arrow and go to 14, which will be a lot faster. Okay, so I'm going to select cells A1. So that means you see, okay, so you see if as I move the mouse around, it changes to a couple of different cute little things. So when it's not select, when the mouse is over cells that are not selected, you see it's a white plus sign, a big white one. While you're on a cell that is selected, it will be a big white plus sign while you're in the middle of it. When you go to the bottom right corner, it will turn it into a little black plus sign. Then you can do autofill. Or you see here when you're on the bottom or the top, the left, you have to be just right, and the right. What it is it's directional arrows. That means you can pick this up. When I left click, I hold it and I can move it wherever I want. Well, I don't want it there. I'm going to put it back. I was just showing you what you can do. Okay, so you want to have the big white plus sign. You're going to left click and you're going to hold it, and you're going to drag it all the way over to N1. So you've selected it all. Now we're going to do merge and center and make sure the text is center aligned. Now we're going to do the same thing for A2. Remember the big white plus sign. We're going to drag it all the way over to N2. We're going to click merge and center up here. We're going to do the same thing here. That was super easy. Okay, so we're going to select rows 5, 6, and 7, and we're going to format them to bold. So to select a row, it's a little unique. You go over here, you see if I'm in the row and the numbers column. See how it turns into a directional arrow? It turns into the left arrow, and it's bold. So I'm going to click and hold it, and I'm going to drag it down to 7. So what I've done is I've just selected 3 rows. Now I'm going to make them bold. So what that does is anything that's selected, anything that's highlighted, it's going to format it the way that I'm choosing to. Okay, so now I'm going to select cells C5 through D5, and we're going to merge and center it because all this information here is for April. We're going to do the same thing for May, the same thing for June, again in July, August, and September. Okay, so now we're going to calculate the revenue for April. So if this was your business, let's just say the school parking lot. Let's just say we could make some mad money renting out some parking spots. Could you imagine how much money you could make like renting out parking spots? That'd be some like serious money, getting like a closed park, renting that out to teachers. Wow, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so in order to figure out the revenue, you have to figure out I'm hoping you can walk through this with me. If I want to figure out the revenue, I know there's 168 vehicles that are season pass holders, and there are the parking fee is $5. So if I want to figure out the math for that, I would have to do the formula would be equals. I'm going to click right here, the number of vehicles times how much it cost. It's pretty easy, right? And I press enter. This is 840. I'm going to click here again on this cell. I'm going to go to the bottom right corner where it says small black plus sign, and I'm going to hold the left click and I'm going to drag it and drop it. And that is what we call autofill. Okay, so we're going to do the same formula here, equals the vehicles times the parking fee. And then we're going to go here, the bottom right corner, and then we're going to, see, I messed up. A doggone touchpad on my laptop. Okay, bottom right corner, and you drag it. Again here, so the revenue, there were 211 vehicles in June, and this vehicle cost $5. And drag it. So then in July, there's 263 vehicles. Cost $5 for these 263 vehicles for the season pass holders. This is actually for an amusement park. I just thought it would be a good example to do the school parking lot. Okay, so now we've got it all done. All the revenues are filled in, and I've used autofill after I did the initial function. Okay. So I'm going to calculate the totals by month for each customer type. In April, right here, B16. Well, we're going to go with B13. Obviously, my directions are a little bit wrong. Okay, so in cell C13, so I want to add up all the vehicles for April in cell, here we go, I'm good. Okay, so the total vehicles, I'm going to use auto sum, and it automatically adds this up. So that was 978 total vehicles in April. And the revenue was 8,976. Okay, so we're going to go right here to the bottom right corner. Not only can you drag this way, but you can also, I'm going to click and drag, and you can drag this way. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so totals for the year. I'm going to add the number of vehicles for each month. I'm going to put this right here in cell B16. So that formula is equals. And I have to go through and add all the vehicles. So I'm going to click and I'm just going to add the plus sign so that I click so I can see what I'm doing. So I've got April, May, let's get June vehicles. Let's get July, August, and September. Okay, so you see the formula, it's equals, and all I did is click on it. Clicking on it is so much easier than actually having to hand write the formula. Use Excel as much as you can to help make this like super easy. Okay, and you're going to press enter. The total revenue We're going to do equals again. And then we're going to add the revenue totals. So that would be April, May, June, July, August, and there's September. Okay, so we are rocking and rolling. So that is the total revenue. The total vehicles were 8,797. The total revenue, they made $82,000 in revenue just from April to September. And this is for, again, an amusement park. And as we all know, when you go to amusement parks, nothing is free. So they were making lots of money on this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to select cells that are not next to each other, meaning you have to do something on the keyboard so that you can select them. So we are going to select cells B8. Let me find this B8 through B11. And on the keyboard, whenever you're going to select multiple things, you see I have this highlighted here, you have to press Control and don't let go. Press it and hold it. Because if you let go, then it's going to unselect everything as you're clicking new things. Okay, so now we're going to click B17. D8 through D13. F8 through F13. H8 through H13. Same thing with J, L, and N. Now, we're going to format this as currency. And we selected everything, so I'm showing you several different key features at once. So up here, you can do it several ways. You can go from general to currency this way. That's an easy way. Or you can do it by adding the dollar sign. So there's just two different ways you can do it. There's actually three, but the third way is a little bit more complicated. Okay, so it has 2 decimal points and it has the dollar symbol. Fabulous. And if you notice here, it does say accounting because that's what you use, when you're doing accounting stuff. Okay, so now we're going to select cell A15. We're going to format this in bold. And we want it to be 14-point font. Now I'm going to select rows that are not next to each other. So let's select rows 13. And you press the Control button. And we're going to, we're going to select from A13 to N13. Press the Control button on the keyboard, hold it and do not let go. And then you're going to select A16 through B17. And we're going to make it all bold. Now we're going to do something a little bit different. Okay, so we're going to select from C8 to C13. Pressing hold the Control button on your keyboard. E8 through E13. G8 through 13. I don't know if you're noticing it yet, but we're highlighting all the vehicles. Okay, so everybody sees it, right? Now let's also go over here, press Control again, and we're going to highlight this total number here. Alright, so we're going to shade this blue. Alright, so up here in this home ribbon, you have the font area. Hope you see it here. You see this pink bucket thing? that's what you fill the cell with. We're going to click on the drop down arrow and we can choose blue. Okay, and you see as I scroll over it how the color changes. Well, you can do even more things. You can go to more colors and you can choose all kinds of colors. You can do custom, but I'm just going to choose one here because I like seeing the color. Alright, so now I've got it blue. Alright, so now we're going to select some more cells. We're going to go for D8, all the revenues. Okay, press and hold the control key. And I'm still holding it. I haven't let go of it yet. Let me show you what happens if I let go. I'm letting go and I select a new one and it undoes it all. That could be kind of angering if I was really at the end. Okay, so I'm going to press and hold control and I'm going to continue to hold it. And I'm just going to continue to select all these revenues. And this one. Cell B17. Okay, we are going to make these a light gray color. So again, we go to our little paint bucket and grays this first color here. I think I like that one. So it's a good little contrast. You can see the difference in the two. Okay, so I'm going to select cell C11, ABC 11 through N11. So I'm going this way, staying in the same row, and I'm going to apply a bottom border. Okay, so up here, see this thing that looks kind of like it's got grid lines, like little dots on it? You click on the drop down arrow, and a gazillion options it seems up here. Well, I only want to put a bottom border, so I'm going to click bottom border. So let me go back. You can actually do all kinds of stuff. You can add a whole border, thick border, a lot of different options. But for this assignment, we only want a bottom border. Okay, so now we're going to select cells C13 through N13. And I want to put a double bottom border. So we've got to go back to the same place. Drop down arrow, and if you look here, you keep going. It's not in the top set because that's just bottom, left, right, and top. Then you start finding some differentiated ones. Bottom double border, that's what I want. So I'll click there, and it does it to all of them. Okay, so I want to see your formulas. You could very easily type the numbers in, but when you upload this, I want to see that you've done the formulas that we've talked about in class. So I want you to press the control button in the squiggly line. It's the number next to number 1, and then your sheet's going to go big. So I need you to go to page layout. We're going to choose orientation. It should be landscape. Then I want you to save it as a PDF. So you go to Save As. And then instead of a workbook, you're going to choose a PDF. And you click Save. This, no matter how much you do it, it's not going to fit on one page. Don't fret over it. Do not stress over it, because when you converted it to show the functions, it's going to take up extra space on the document. So that walked you through the assignment. It's pretty easy. If you have any questions, raise your hand. You learned several new skills today. I hope you enjoyed the assignment. Have a great day.